Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Mukbangs and Hangs. Today we're going to be reviewing some frozen poutine. I found these at Walmart and I'm super curious to try them. They say that they have French fries with shawarma seasoned chicken, and I'm all about shawarma and cheese curds. This is a Canadian product, so I'm excited to get into this. Plus, I'm going to be getting into my very first ever concert experience, so let's get into it. It's not the greatest first impression. It looks really kind of gross. I don't know if you guys can see that. It looks like chili cheese fries. Granted, it was frozen, so I don't know what all this excess juice is. It doesn't exactly look that appealing. Oh, I'm so afraid. I'm gonna mix this more a little bit. It's got a strange smell. I do get the shawarma spice smell, but it just, I don't know, guys. This will be an interesting first bite. I'll just try a little piece. Maybe we should do a cheese curd at the same time. I think that's a cheese curd. Oh, I'm afraid to lift it anymore. It's ooh. All right, guys. Hopefully it's not too hot. First bite. Let's do a second one because I'm just not sure about this. I'm tasting more like gravy. I think there was some kind of gravy sauce in here. Not so much, I don't taste like a shawarma chicken. Oh, here's a piece of meat. It looks almost like beef or lamb, to be honest. There's some weird things going on right now. I don't know. The chicken by itself definitely does not taste the greatest. And of course the fries aren't super perfect because they were frozen and then I put them in the microwave. But it's interesting. So I'm wondering if, fresh poutine would be any different. If you're Canadian or if you've had this before, please let me know. Let's try it. It's very chewy. I don't know what I was expecting, right? As it was, when I was opening up the package, the bowl was already broken and then I found a piece of plastic in the food, so I was like, okay. Oh well. I also got some Fresca. So guys, talk to me. Tell me how your 2025 has been this year. I started off the year pretty slowly because I was getting over an illness. And then, things just started to get better. I went to a couple of concerts already, so I wanted to kind of give my thoughts about them. The first show I went to was it's like an outdoor show. It was kind of like goth vibes of this trio from Austin. They were really cool. They're called Urban Heat. It was cold, but thankfully they had some outdoor space heaters, so I was standing under there all night. And I was jamming my butt off, headbanging, dancing, air guitaring, the whole 9 yards. But the next day, I was so sore on the back of my head, my neck, my shoulders. I'm like, I can't do this anymore, y'all. I'm too old for this. I just feel like I'm eating this because it's food and I don't want to waste it. The liquid is less watery now. When it was in the process of cooking, it was just so watery. I was like, I don't know if I want all that juice, but it kind of has congealed a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. I think the only good thing about it is this gravy taste that I'm picking up. I can't even find a cheese curd. Maybe they all melted. So I think my first show of 2025 was a great success, kind of entering the year of music. And then my second show of the year, I just went to this past weekend. I went with my mother to a Dwight Yoakam concert. He's a country artist who was really big in the 80s and 90s. And I grew up with his music. So it was kind of nostalgic for me to be there with my mom, and we had a great time. It was at one of our smaller arenas. I guess our second arena in the valley. I don't think we have more than 2. But the sound was really good. I was really impressed. I hadn't been there in years. It was the Pain Arena, Hidalgo. And I don't know, I was pretty impressed with the sound, everything. There was hardly any feedback with the artists. The only thing I will say where the Bird Ogden Arena differs and is probably better, the leg room in the seats is just awful. Like literally, if your legs were out like this, you'd have to be like this. Like it was kind of painful and we kept having to get up because people were going to the restroom and getting food and stuff. But other than that, it was pretty cool. As an adult, like experiencing his music again and country music in general, I found myself like appreciating more the equipment, the whole live aspect, and the instruments and the sounds that country artists have. I was really digging some of the Telecaster sounds, the guitars, the grooves, the stage performances of some of the artists. Got that gravy taste. And this was actually my, I think my 3rd time seeing Dwight Yoakam. He was my very first concert ever, and I'll never forget it. I was 9 years old. He came to play in this place called La Villa Real. It's very famous down here. It's not operating anymore, but they had everybody from Santana, AC/DC, Metallica even came down here. Selena played that venue. Very famous, historic venue. But I remember just going there with my family. And at the time, they had like tables and stuff, you know, where you could sit down. I don't remember it being standing room or anything. And as a 9-year-old kid, I didn't really realize what was happening. I just know, oh, I like Dwight Yoakam's music. Oh, and I'm going to see him on stage. I just didn't click how exciting a concert could be for other people, because I was just like a little kid. Like I didn't really know much. And the reason I say that is because we were sat next to different people. Like it was just like rows of tables and you had like numbered seats. And I would remember just sitting there looking up at the stage, watching him, and I was like, okay, jamming the song. This young woman behind me, she must have been, maybe she was a teenager, maybe she was in her 20s. She was like, wow, wow, and doing the whole thing, right? It's something that I would do now, right? Because I get it. But as a kid, I was like, what's going on? Why are people screaming? Why are people throwing bras and panties on stage? So I did not get that, of course. I was 9 years old. But he's an all right looking dude, I guess. Back in the day, he was real famous for wearing his skinny jeans and kind of having the Elvis moves, which he still does, by the way. He was still wearing skinny jeans at night. He was still doing all his moves, and he's like 60 something years old. Like he's still got it. If I don't keep looking at it, it's okay. Because the harder I look at this plate, the grosser it gets for me. And even the second time that I saw Dwight Yoakam, it was at the livestock show that happens every year in Mercedes. I went with my mom and my aunt. Even then, people were throwing bras and panties. And by that time, I think I was about 12 or 13 or so. So I was like, okay, I kind of see it, but you know. That was fun too. What I really liked about Dwight's concert was that he played almost all of the old songs. Like everything I wanted to hear, I heard. He did play a couple of new songs because he has a new record out. Even the Post Malone song that he did with him. And I really loved his band. They came out in all sparkly like jackets, and they could play, man. They could play. I was really impressed with the second act too. I forget his name. Ray Wiley something. He was kind of like an outlaw vibes, like outlaw country, like Merle Haggard or Johnny Cash. It was just him, his son, and who was playing guitar, and the drummer. I really, really liked the instrumental parts of his songs. Like I really, really liked the guitar sounds. The first act I wasn't that impressed with. He was Merle Haggard's grandson, and he had like a small setup. I mean, it was just him on a guitar, a steel guitar player, some guy on a keyboard, and a drummer. But the stage presence wasn't there. I don't really know what it was. He didn't play any songs I recognized. Granted, he probably would have been playing like his own stuff, but I never heard of him. It was okay. It didn't get exciting toward the second act. And I guess this thing tastes fine if you kind of have everything all together. But like I said, don't eat the chicken by itself because it's dry and it just tastes like frozen chicken. The only other concert that I have planned other than Ghost in August, I just got tickets for Sleep Theory. They're coming down to Corpus. I'm so excited for that because I've been in love with their music ever since I found them on TikTok. And they're just so good. They're addicting. That's just the kind of stuff I like. You guys should go check them out. And I know they're a smaller band. They're coming up and stuff. But I was just so amazed at the prices of things. Like, they're a VIP, meeting the band, taking pictures with them, having like a pre-show like set, like acoustic or sound check or something, and merch. Includes the price of the ticket. I don't know if I mentioned that. And it was super cheap. And I was like, man, I miss this. Instead of paying through the nose for arena tickets and like hardly getting anything. But it is what it is. So at Sleep Theory, we got Ghost. I don't know who else will come up during the year. Locally, they've been announcing some shows, but it's like a lot of country artists or newer country artists that I don't really follow. A lot of like Latin music that I don't really follow. Like banda, norteño type of stuff. I'm not into that. Ooh. Oh, by the way, if you guys are traveling for a show, PSA for me, my friend Jillian, and everybody who's a nervous traveler, or if you're planning things at all, please double check that your hotel is refundable and that there's on-site parking. It totally slipped my mind to check that for the hotel that I booked for Ghost. So I almost didn't get my refund. But thankfully, the people at the hotel helped me out and the Expedia team found somewhere else and guaranteed parking somewhere else. But I was just like, oh, I already spent so much money on this show and I'm just like, need to be guaranteed like safety and comfort. Plus now that whole experience has further made me disillusioned. I don't know if that's the right word about big cities. I used to be in love with Houston. Like I swore, like I want to move there. I love it there. But after traveling there a few times, booking in different areas, and I know Houston is so big, there's just so many different areas. But man, like if you live in a big city, there's big problems. And I just realized it's like, I don't like dealing with that. I don't like dealing with like people roaming the streets and there's trash and there's just, it's not pretty. It's very urban, you know, obviously. But not to say that Houston doesn't have good things in there and I like to, you know, go see them like Discovery Green or some of the parks. But yeah, it's not my thing anymore. Oh. I don't know why this stuff reminds me of Wendy's food. No offense, Wendy's. I don't know, man. I don't know what I was expecting, but maybe I should have expected this. And guys, rumors are afoot finally. You know how I was talking about in my other videos that we haven't really gotten many rumors regarding Ghost's latest release, but something got put out today. It was some Facebook post from somewhere that somebody allegedly heard the new song, and it sounds like Meliora stuff, and it's gonna be released next Wednesday. And I'm like, I guess I'm holding on to hope for anything right now. You think it could be legit? I mean, he needs to release something. I think it's about time. Like, tour's gonna start in a couple months. But a lot of people have been dropping music videos and releasing stuff. Lady Gaga's album is supposed to come out March 7th. I think Impera was released March 13th. I'm not sure, but so if you're gonna do it, now would be a good time to buy this. Can I make this a last bite? Ooh, it's all falling apart. We're just gonna call it a last bite, guys. It's like, to be fair, I'll give it a 5. I mean, I ate it, you know. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but it kind of is what it was. You know, I can't really complain that much. And who knows, maybe one day I'll have real poutine. So yeah, that was Delcato's Poutine Frozen, product of Canada. I gave it a 5 out of 10. If you want to try it, I'm not pushing you to try this. It just was not the greatest thing in the world, but oh well. Let me know how your year is going, what you think of poutine if you've had it, are we going to any new shows other than Ghost? Let me know everything and anything down in the comments, and I will see y'all next time.